Alright, YouTube, here we go with this week's comics that I got from my pull list. Plus, I got 2 number ones. Altogether, I got 7 comics. That's 5 that are on my pull list and 2 ones. Here is Fatale, issue number 23. I'm not sure what the last issue of this is. It's 23, 24, 25, somewhere around there. This has been an excellent series by Brubaker and Sean Phillips where they kind of mash up a detective femme fatale story with some Cthulhu horror mythos, and it's just excellent. Brubaker and Phillips do excellent work. I like almost all their stuff. This is no exception. You can find it all in trades if you want to. I've been buying the single issues since about issue 3. Had to go back and get the 5th printing of issue 1, I think it was, because I was out of the habit of buying their stuff in single issues, but now I'm back in it, so. Fatale, this might be my favorite book out there right now. If it's not my favorite, it's in the top 3. Check it out. This is Alexeda number 7. It's been a good series so far about a guy who gets a robot who's very lifelike. I guess it's a robot girlfriend it's supposed to be, but or an android or whatever the heck she is, and it's kind of exploring the ethos of it's not quite his girlfriend right now. She could be a servant, she could be anything you want to be, but his rich grandmother got it for him, and he's kind of socially awkward and uncomfortable with the whole thing. So it's kind of exploring that whole idea of what a robot is. He tries to get consciousness and stuff like that. And so far, I've been enjoying this series. We'll see. Look at this. There was a whole box of comics that actually came damaged to my local comic shop. So they called them in as damaged and have to get new copies sent in, which they'll give me a new copy and I'll swap this one out for them next week or the week after, whenever the new copies come in. But how annoying! They had an entire box of comics come in just crushed. I'll show you a couple more crushed ones in a few minutes. Next we have the Manhattan Projects number 21. Once again, this is one of my... I like Fatale better than this one, I'd say, but this is still one of my favorites. It's just so off the wall. Crazy story about alternate Earth thing where World War II, the Manhattan Project was just a cover of a whole bunch of other projects, and this little dog up here is the dog that was sent up by the Soviets into space. Now he's super intelligent, of course, because, why wouldn't he be? I'm trying to think if this is because I have not liked these graphic covers at all. It's just I don't even remember there being a picture like that dog on there before, but this is an excellent series. If you like weird, off-the-wall comics, you should check. I also like, let me open it up and see the artwork. Let me get to a good page. Oops, I like the artwork on it. It's got some nice, bright-colored, fine-line artwork. It's just a well-done comic from top to bottom. Now we have Harbinger number 24. Nice face cover on this one. This is one of the two Valiant books still left on my pull list. I cut a couple off recently because I've been getting so many good new comics, and the Valiant ones at $3.99 have just kind of not made the cut. Even though there's nothing wrong with them, they're still pretty good. Except for Unity, I didn't like that one much at all. But I just cut Archer and Armstrong off my list, which is still a good comic. It just kind of didn't make I just didn't have the money for it anymore. And what else did I cut off my list? Bloodshot. But Harbinger's still on there. I've liked this one since the beginning, though I think it's ending with issue 26. So I'll keep on with it until then. And now here comes the last broadcast. I picked up issue 1 of this a few weeks ago, and I was actually on the fence whether I liked it or not. I ended up reading it twice, which I don't always do, because it was a bit confusing. There was 2 stories going on at the same time, and they weren't particularly easy to follow till the second read-through. The comic was lucky; it got a second read-through. Not all of them do, but story takes place in San Francisco. It has something to do with some urban spelunkers finding an old magician's secret lair, I guess you'd call it, where they're in, and it was a magician who died in the 1920s, and did he really die? Did he fake his death? And then it's somehow tied in with a current magician. I'm not really exactly, like I said, there's two groups. There's the spelunkers down exploring, and there's the magician guy trying to figure out old tricks. So I'm not sure how they're connected yet. But overall, I liked it. It's a 7-issue mini. I'll give it a read. And I like that cover, too. That's kind of interesting. We have Winter World, #1. This is by Chuck Dixon and Butch Jackson Geiss. I know the... Let's see, I didn't even open it yet, I just realized. See how Jackson Geiss's art is. Looks pretty nice. I liked Chuck Dixon and Jorge Zafino who Jorge Zafino, looks like he was the one who drew this cover, did this book way back when. I always liked it. Jorge Zafino is a wonderful artist who died a few years ago. I don't even know how long ago now, but look him up if you've never seen his work. He's very good. And since they're relaunching Winter World, I figured I'd give this one a read. It's a post-apocalyptic world future where there's snow all the time. I guess there's a new ice age, and it's about people surviving in the new ice age. And I can't even. They put out a hardcover collection of the Zafino one, and I haven't read it in a few years, but it was a pretty solid. It's nothing spectacular, but you get a solid story, some good artwork, and it's a nice comic. So I figured I'd give this one a try. Finally, I'm giving The Wicked and the Divine #1 a try, which once again is another completely battered one. Take a look at it. You can especially see it on the back. Look at that bottom corner, because the whole box was smashed. But I'm going to be able to bring this back to my comic shop and swap it out for a good clean copy, because if they get smashed in transit, then they're returnable, and they'll send or at least to the comic shop they're returnable. So the comic shop returns them back to Diamond, and Diamond gives them a new clean copy. So I figured I'd read the smashed up copy until then. This is a nice cover, good blue and pink color scheme. I got who is this artist, McKelvey, who I'm not that familiar with. I know he's fairly popular for his Marvel work, but I don't know his Marvel work, but it looks nice enough. Something to do with gods who live for a brief time on Earth and then die, and how crazy they are. We'll see if it's any good or not. Okay, that's it for this week then. Over and out.